What would you do if the boss came in and fired you today? Well, watch what this woman did. Yeah, it did. It really gave her an opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, she struggled a lot in life, and she got a degree in criminal justice, I think it was, and she got this job at a pharmacy or whatever, going along very well. But she didn't have a lot of money and things like that, and they just fired her. But instead of being devastated, she took it as an opportunity. Man, it was something she didn't want to do. It was a boring job anyway. And it gave her, the opportunity to work on something she really wanted to do that she thought was important. She grew up in the foster community, as a foster child. So she knew that, growing up as a foster child, she really didn't have good communication skills. I think it's sort of like a puppy you get from the dog pound, that they're all a little afraid of what's going to happen and things like that, and they take encouragement and love so they can open up and share themselves with people. And that's what had happened to her, and she did a lot of self-evaluation, how to communicate better with people, because she found that she didn't have that because of her background. So now what she did, she took this opportunity of getting fired to start an organization that helps foster kids get that freedom from inside, being able to communicate with the outside world a lot better, and as a result have a more successful life. And she has this, what she really does is she puts on plays, has the kids put on plays. What better way to learn how to communicate with the rest of the world, than going on stage? And they create their own plays too. And it's wonderful. She's got a lot of self-help tips. She even helps large corporations, employees and within organizations learn how to communicate better. So that's what she's out now, raising money, getting free money on the internet to help her encourage her dream to keep growing. She already is running this thing. She's raising money on the internet to grow it even bigger and bigger and bigger. So watch her. I mean, this is what happens in life. A lot of bad things happen, and that really is an opportunity to do something you feel that is more important with your life. I think that's what life is about, is trying to find out things that are important for you to do, and that you have fun doing it. So watch her. She's a lot of fun. Well, Tamika Anderson, man, with Co-op ATL, and that's co-op with a hyphen in between co and op for Atlanta ATL. But more importantly, you're raising money now to help kids, particularly foster kids, right? Grow and develop themselves and like nobody else can. I mean, it seems like you're the only woman in America that is really trying to find what's inside these kids so they can they can grow to become successful adults. I mean, the politicians seem to be throwing money at problems, and nobody seems to be really paying attention to the kids themselves, right? And that's what your campaign is all about, raising funds to do this, to help. You're in Atlanta, and you have a program now that's so successful. I mean, to see the video of those kids, and how they react to this, it's really, you're training them in theater, and they write their own plays, and it's just an incredible experience for everybody, and creating real great citizens of the world, aren't you? Huh? What made you do this?
Well, briefly, my background is I actually grew up in the foster care system myself, and I lacked social skills among a host of a whole bunch of other stuff.
You seem like the most social animal in the world. And how you?
Well, I had to learn it, and it was because I failed a lot. I would get a job, and I would go from job to job to job simply because I didn't know how to socially interact with people. So I then, I consider myself a smart person. So I said, okay, something is not right here. So I began to watch like the professional performers of the world, like the Zig Ziglars, the Stephen Coveys, the T. Harv Eckers. And one thing I noticed about them was that they knew how to relate to people. So I began to just start reading all the books that they had and just absorbing information from them. And then I, went and got a degree in criminal justice to learn more about people. And what I learned was a lot about myself. And I said, okay, this is why I was failing. And I wanted to be able to help kids to succeed in school, in life, and anywhere by learning how to socially interact with
Hmm.
anybody by learning who you are first. So
and
that's
and
what the program
and
is.
writing, so you have these kids write plays about themselves, right, and then perform these
Yeah.
plays, and that's really their excavation of themselves. They're digging in themselves and they don't realize it, huh?
Right, absolutely. Because, and then it empowers them
Yeah.
because, as a kid, you think about it. Every day somebody's telling you what to do, what to
Oh,
wear, where to go, how to be.
people still do
And
that to
here, right.
me.
So here in the program,
Yeah.
they actually have a voice. The greatest thing that I found out that you can give somebody is a voice. So that's what
Hmm.
the program does. It gives them the
I
voice to
see.
see who they are, be who they are, and
Hmm.
bring out who they are.
Wow, huh, that's interesting because my wife does similar kind of work with young people, gives them a voice, but a political voice. Not people of non-voting age. She gets them into political situations and give testimony and get laws changed and all that kind of stuff. So you're right, and they all gain confidence and grow that, and they get scholarships because of this work and all this kind of stuff. So you're doing that too, and even younger. I mean, these kids are like 4 or 5 years old. Even you're starting with you,
Yeah.
right?
Let me tell you something. I have a funny story about that. I
Uh-huh.
started the program and I said, okay, 5-year-old and up. Well, I had a parent and she had a 4-year-old. So she was just
Ah.
like, um, I don't know. So I told her, I said, just bring them. Just bring them.
Yeah.
Let's see. So now we have 4-year
Four
olds.
year. So you have to cross out that 5 and put a 4 on top of it.
Right. So
But
yeah.
more importantly about what you're doing, man, just a few years ago, you were working in a pharmacy or something like that, and for 10 years, and finally saw the light yourself and said, God, I got to help more people in life besides pushing drugs.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And I was just like, I did not want to be stuck there, but I
Yeah,
felt like I was. I was
yeah,
stuck working in the pharmacy, something that I didn't like to do, but I like people.
right.
So I kind of stayed stuck with it, but it wasn't something that I felt fulfilled in
Yeah.
doing. You know what I
You
mean?
weren't growing at all.
So
Yeah. So now, I mean, but
yeah.
you're a public speaker. You go to companies and fix up their people to give them social skills. You're helping kids. All that from working behind a counter in a pharmacy. Wow. I mean, that's night
Yeah.
and day. I mean, you didn't go run to become a doctor. It's just amazing how you just change your life 180 degrees. It seems, and finally had enough sense to do it. Huh?
Yeah, like you come to a point in your life. Plus, anyway, this is the part I didn't tell you. It helped that I actually got fired from the job.
See, well, that's great. See, I think that getting fired is probably the best thing that happens to you because
It was.
otherwise
That was
you
the best
stay
thing.
there, right? Yeah. So getting fired is the best thing that happened to you because you got a career now. You're helping the society. You're helping Atlanta. You're helping kids. You're helping businesses. And you're probably working more than you ever have in your whole life. You're writing books. You're happier. You're giving more love to your kids and everybody else in your life because you're happy. You're not miserable coming home every day, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So if people want to help make you happier, so you can make other people happier, they go to opatl.com, right? And they can find your Kickstarter campaign.
Yes, and hopefully make a pledge and share.
Right, but they should at least watch the videos there because I think watching those little kids, you could see them grow right in front of your eyes in a few minutes or so of the video of what they're doing, and just to understand the power of something like this, I think is important for people to realize. If they don't give or not, it's really learning and seeing what's
Yeah.
available in our society and people like you that are giving so much, trying to help other people. And I appreciate what you do, Tamika, and I'm so glad you're there and glad you're not a pharmacist anymore. Man, I don't want to take any drugs in my life anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So to see you and your work and help you get your campaign going, you go to co-opatl.com, right?
Absolutely. And like you said, watch the video. Those are kids, some of the kids in my class. So,
yeah. And the
yeah.
parents that say, I mean, you could see the parents so enjoy having their kids' life changed around. And it's an important population. We got more people in foster care, I think, than God, so many other places. And these kids need help because they don't get, a lot of them just aren't getting the love they really need. And so thank you for giving that. Thank you again for your work.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, take care. So you ready to go out? Yeah, I mean, if you got a boring job, man, it's your obligation almost to find something more to do with your life. And there's so many more ways to do that now, you know, with the free internet money and the whole free money economy, everything that's going on. So you got no excuses.